Hey there, this is Michael with a general reading intended for Cancer Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus for the month of August 2020. Hello and welcome, whether you're watching this video for yourself or cross-watching for another individual with Cancer placements. I do have the astrology blog linked down below, which I will be referencing throughout this reading, but if you'd like a more comprehensive look at what is happening with the stars and how they could be impacting the collective, I highly recommend that you check out that blog. Word of warning, it is a bit intense, and just kind of putting some things on the table that I think are important to be aware of with the current climate we are in politically as well as just collectively. I think the next few months really are going to be quite interesting. I'm very curious to see how things unfold, and you know, I think it's just important to be honest with ourselves, and our sense of peace and security doesn't need to come from what is happening in our external reality. It's also something that we can just find in our hearts, and this faith and this knowing, and even just looking for it in the little things that are available to us now. And I talk all about that in the blog, so I hope that you find that helpful. It definitely contributed to these videos coming out later this month, so I do apologize for that. But I'm just trusting that this is reaching all of you in divine timing. I do have my links for personal readings and Reiki sessions for those of you who would like a little more assistance in your own life, as well as links for all of my social media accounts where I post updates, announcements, and occasionally giveaways and general card readings as well. So I am shuffling here for you now. What are the messages for Cancer? Oops. Almost wanted to call you Gemini. What are the messages for Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus for the month of August? And if this video does not resonate or you'd like greater clarity on something, you are more than welcome to look at the Moon, Rising, or Venus sign videos for you. If you don't know what those are, I do have the natal chart calculator in the description box down below, which should be able to help you figure that out. So what are the messages for Cancer? There we go. So we have the Three of Cups, the Nine of Pentacles with the Wheel of Fortune coming out together, which is very, very nice. The Daughter of Swords and the Two of Swords coming out together as well. I just want to say right now, Cancer, things are actually looking pretty good. I'm not surprised to see this Nine of Cups with this Wheel of Fortune here, because we are entering Leo season, which is, you know, touching into your second house, your security, your finances. Funny how we were just talking about that sense of security, right? And I feel like there's actually a lot of abundance for you in the first half of August, whether that is something that is currently surrounding or something that you are creating for yourself. It's going to depend on you individually. This is a general reading, but it feels like things are looking very positive here, especially with this Three of Cups. Some of you may be celebrating a change. And with this Wheel of Fortune, there is this unpredictable element. I definitely think we're all feeling this year, for sure, especially with Uranus being in the sign of Taurus. We're experiencing a lot of shakeups collectively in our sense of security and stability. But for you personally, I'm seeing a lot of abundance and a lot of stability, and it's like you finding your nest here, feeling very comfortable. I do feel like there's also a conversation that's been needing to happen, that's finally happening in the start of August. I did originally pull this Two of Swords in reverse. I don't ordinarily read reversals with this deck, but it did feel intuitively like this was a guard coming down, and this page, or this Daughter of Swords, is finally having this conversation. Something is finally being said, but it doesn't feel like a bad thing. It actually feels like it's bringing people closer together. So this might be with a romantic partner, this might be with a friend or family member. I'm actually getting friendship for a lot of you. This is more of a friend situation where something hasn't been addressed, or maybe you haven't spoken in some time, and now you're coming back together and things feel quite good. Things are actually looking up pretty positively for you in the start of August. We do have a full moon in Aquarius, which for you is going to be landing in your 8th house. And so there may even be some money coming in unexpectedly. It could be something like an inheritance or just being gifted money, perhaps a late birthday present. And something is really changing, and it feels quite positive, actually, even if it's a little bumpy. With this Wheel of Fortune, a little out of control. And you might be meeting new people. And your sense of your community that you belong in might be changing. Because you have Uranus that is going to be going retrograde in Taurus, which for you is your 11th house. Your house of social networks. And there might be some changes, there might be some bumpiness there, but I still think it's important for you to have a conversation. I am going to pull an animal card for you now. Cancer, what is the animal wisdom for the first half of August for Cancer? Show us clearly, please. So we have the fish, a lot of movement that's happening. Some of you might actually be like quite literally moving with the Wheel of Fortune, which is always interesting during a pandemic, right? Maybe that's moving into a new home or moving into a new job. But with this fish energy, it's just important that you keep moving. And sometimes stability gets mistaken with stagnancy. We think of it as staying in one place or having something forever and nothing ever changing. And to me, stability is something that's found within. It moves with us. And you know, this fish needs to swim in order to breathe, in order to stay alive. And whatever changes are happening for you, they actually seem like they're going to be quite positive, at least in the long run. And you might feel like you're being taken a bit out of your comfort zone, especially relative to the people who are around you. But it feels good. It feels positive. Luck is on your side here. So let's take a look at the second half of August. Ooh. What are the messages for Cancer for the second half of August? So I'm going to keep shuffling, but the first two that came out was the Seven of Pentacles with the Four of Cups. It's almost like you're realizing something is not worth the effort anymore in the second half of August. And it actually feels a little funny. It's like, I'm just not even going to bother. That was sort of the vibe I was getting, actually. And maybe it's something you've been working on for some time or trying to make happen. But honestly, Cancer, I feel like you're looking at something, some sort of prospect, or maybe a person, a relationship of some kind, and just being like, no, this isn't for me. This isn't going to go where I want it to go. So that's kind of funny. You have the Ace of Wands, some new passion, some new exciting beginning happening for you. Maybe around this Leo new moon, which will be a great time for you to manifest something for yourself. That's going to be falling on August 19th. And again, that is in your second house, so maybe creating some stability for yourself, finding some new opportunities. You're almost becoming selective here. For those of you who are looking for work, you might be finding something that's even better than what's currently in your scope. Very interesting. And you have the High Priestess and the Emperor. There is a lot of stability here. There's a lot of passion with the Ace of Wands. Some of you are really stepping into your own power, or could be communicating with someone who has very established in themselves or in their life. Could potentially be an Aries individual. And you have one of your cards, the High Priestess, showing up on the table as well. You're very intuitive this month, especially in the second half. As we move into Virgo season, we are touching into your 6th house, which is your mind, your communication, your thoughts. And you're very intuitive. And it felt like there were already communications that were happening at the beginning of August that felt very positive. And also your intuition is leading you towards a lot of stability. And it felt like there was this thing where you're testing your luck a little bit. And maybe some of you are even turning down an opportunity. This sounds a little crazy, where you don't even necessarily have anything else lined up. But I feel like there's something better coming in anyway. That's quite the statement. But I feel good about this, actually. Even if things aren't super clear or make sense right away, your intuition is guiding you, and it does feel very powerful. So let's take a look at the animal cards here again. What is the last bit of animal wisdom for Cancer? That's too many. Let's try again. Here's the animal wisdom for Cancer. Interesting. Speaking your truth again. That is coming up a lot. With this black egg card representing your throat chakra. And also speaking your desires into existence. There's a lot of you really stepping into your truth this month. A lot of people think of the throat chakra as just pertaining to our communication. And we were just talking about your 3rd house being activated in the second half of the month. But it's also the truth of who you are. Your truth. And when you are on this path, when you commit yourself to speaking your truth, the throat chakra begins to manifest a very powerful ability in which everything you say must become true. And you are quite literally able to speak things into existence. So being very mindful of the thoughts and things you are saying, and also knowing that when you really own your truth and really make the commitment to living in it, you develop a very powerful ability to create and materialize things in your own life. And this Leo new moon feels very powerful for you on August 19th. And again, you know, it never hurts to look online and see locally when exactly that new moon is, and writing out a list of intentions, of manifestations, like it's already happened. I am so grateful to have this beautiful home. I'm so happy to finally be with a partner who loves and appreciates me. Whatever it is that you're trying to create. Because there's so much passion here and it feels really positive. And those are all the messages I have for you right now, Cancer. I hope that this was helpful. Seemed very positive overall. Be sure to hit like, subscribe, and let me know in the comments down below what's going on in your own lives, what you're trying to create for yourself, because it feels like you really do have this strong ability to do so. Maybe even writing it out in the comments, that's your way of speaking something into existence. So feel free to share those manifestations. And of course, all of my links are down below for those of you who are looking for personal readings or Reiki sessions. And I will see you all in next month's video. Take care, Cancer.